beyond grants, how to accumulate assets that have nothing to do with your financial stability as a non-profit. So, according to Librawa, is the founder of Empowered Wealth, and is also a coach that guides families in how they will create a family legacy for their children and for their children's children. So, according to Librawa, he created this quadrant called the Brower quadrant, whereby he talked about the four assets that a family must have so that it can ensure that its legacy is secured. And now these four quadrants are financial, core, experience, and impact. So those are the four quadrants: financial, core, experience, and impact. So when I came across this Brower quadrant, I realized that it is very effective even beyond the family legacy. It can also be used to create a non-profit legacy. And now, by doing that now, I realize that we can use this quadrant to ensure that the non-profit secures its legacy, and now it ends up serving more and more people and ends up having impact that goes beyond. So the first quadrant is the financial. So this is mostly about the financial stuff of the non-profit. So this one is how the non-profit generate revenue. So this can be in terms of grants, in terms of revenue, in terms of major gift, in terms of donations. So it can come in different ways. So it can also be cash reserves, facilities, and technology. So the financial stuff is about meeting the requirements that the nonprofit has so that it can cover the expenses that the nonprofit incurs in delivery in that particular project, or supporting operations, or creating and maintaining critical infrastructure of the nonprofit. So this is the first asset that a nonprofit must accumulate. But now we go beyond that. So we'll talk about the core asset, we'll talk about experience assets and impact asset. So welcome to Valid Experience Podcast. This is a grant edition, and today is all about accumulating assets that will ensure your nonprofit legacy. And now, by doing that, you will ensure that you reach more people, you create more impact, and your nonprofit will serve many people in the long term. So, the core asset. So, the core asset is about people's values, mission, culture, principles, your leadership, and your board. So, this is the main way that your non-profit does things. So you can say that this is what makes your non-profit different from another non-profit that may be doing the same thing. So your core asset, so your people, your values, your mission, your culture, your principles as a non-profit, your leadership, and your board plays a very big role because they are your non-profit north star. So they are all of them, when you combine them together, they give you a non-profit direction. And now when you are taking action either through your project, by hiring people, when you are doing something like that, you do it with an end in mind, whereby you know that you are aiming at that particular thing, and everything you do in terms of the people you bring in, the values that you have, the mission, the culture, the principles, your leadership, the way you have structured it, and your board are all there to make sure that your non-profit is going in the right direction, and at the end of the day, you are not just jumping here and there, but you are focused on one particular thing, on where you want your non-profit to be. So that is how the first core asset that you use to secure the legacy of your non-profit. The second and third core asset is the experience asset. So experience asset is about the knowledge that you have gained from running your non-profit, the institutional knowledge that you have. So this is in terms of norms, in terms of culture, the partnerships that you have in place to ensure that your operations run well and you deliver your project successfully. The relationship you have with your partners, your funders, your employees, your board. So this all come together, and it also involves the SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and so strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that your nonprofit faces as you go about delivering the impact that you want to have in the world. So the experience asset is mostly about reflecting. It's more about looking back because now you don't know how things are connected when you look at where you're standing now, but you notice the connections that you have been made by looking in the past and looking, we have been here, we have been here, we have been here, and now this is how all this comes together. So all this it's all about looking back at your non-profit ups and downs and now choosing the best way forward so that you can continue having the impact that you are having so that you can scale that impact. So that is that core asset that your non-profit need to ensure that you will be a legacy non-profit. The final core asset that you need is the impact core asset. So the impact core asset is mostly about the outcomes that you have as a non-profit, the reputation you have with other non-profit, with your partners, with other relevant stakeholders in your non-profit, the legacy programs that you put in place so that you can deliver your impact, the systemic changes that you make from time to time so that you can align your non-profit with the changing times and also to ensure that you are always on top of trends and the feedbacks that you receive. So this feedback can be from your employees, from your leaders, from your board, from your beneficiaries, from your partners, and from the other stakeholders that are coming in to ensure that you deliver your impact successfully. And also it also about the track record as a non-profit, and finally we have the partnership that your non-profit put in place to ensure that you deliver your impact successfully. So the impact core asset is important because this is what makes sure that you make a difference in the world. So this is you can say that this is the real reason that you are non-profit started so that you can impact people's lives. The other thing about the impact core asset is that it gives your non-profit credibility that you have the momentum that is needed to deliver that impact, and you have the you have the systems in place to ensure that your program will be delivered effectively. So this is in terms of your team, in terms of your non-profit, and also in terms of the accountability that you put in place for your non-profit. And the other thing is that the impact asset ensures that your sustainability is in place so that your non-profit doesn't end with that particular grant and that it goes beyond that grant. And also in terms of your values as a non-profit and in terms of the progress that you have as a non-profit. So progress is in terms of the more you are the more your non-profit delivers impact for your non-profit, you should be looking for ways to deliver that impact more successfully, and also in terms of scaling your impact so that you can reach as many people as possible. So those are the four core assets that you need in your non-profit to ensure that you are creating a legacy non-profit. So the first one is financial core asset. The second one is core asset. It's called double double. The third one is experience core asset, and the final one is impact core asset. So the grant, of course, the grant and the financial reserves will cover the financial core asset, but if you have not built these other three core assets, you need to build them. So these three are the core asset, the experience core asset, and the impact core asset. So that's all for today, and I will see you in the next session. So go there, build your core asset, and ensure that your nonprofit is a legacy. Your nonprofit secures its place as a legacy nonprofit, and that you deliver your impact more effectively and to more people. So that's all for today, and I'll see you in the next session. So bye bye, PDM.